So rap beef, in my opinion, is the most important thing in hip hop, and it helps your career and artist career to excel. And of course, it has helped a lot of careers in the past, and some people have built their career off of dissing people. So today we're going to be talking about Maze versus CAMRON. CAMRON, of course, has dissed Maze in the past several years on several songs, but we can now officially call it a beef because he dissed him on his mixtape. Then he replied. We will get into that, but before that I would like to clear some facts. Some people categorize beef in several parts. For me, it is battle. Like, you dropped a diss track, the other person dropped a diss track, who won? That is it. Because some people go on to say that it also includes the fact that how your career excelled or how your career progressed after the beef. Let's take a prime example. Nas. When Nas dissed Jay-Z, it didn't do anything to Jay-Z. Jay-Z was still on the top. Jay-Z till this day is selling a lot of records. Jay-Z after that had several number one albums. Jay-Z broke a lot of records after the Nas beef. So for the people who say that this portion is necessary in beef, in my opinion that part is completely invalid, and I don't think that battle is not important. I think battle part of the beef is everything. Battle part of the beef is what's most important. Diss track versus diss track, that is my opinion and how I think and I perceive beef. So now that this is out of the way, let's get started with CAMRON versus Maze. So there are a lot of diss tracks, or there are a lot of songs on which CAMRON has subliminally or directly dissed Maze in the past, and Maze has been a punching bag from a long time now. And in my opinion, Maze is one of those artists who are very out of touch. Like, that guy is really out of touch from music. Because let me give you an example. On Kanye West's 2010 album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, on that album he kind of dissed Maze or made references to Maze that were not necessarily praising him. For example, on the song Devil in a New Dress, he said or made reference to Maze by saying that don't leave while you're hot, that's how Maze screwed up, and several other lines making reference to Maze. And his next compilation album in 2011, Kanye West put Maze on a couple of songs. Well, on one song I think he was on. He had a pretty good verse on that song as well. It was Higher. The song name was Higher. It featured The Dream and Maze and another artist I cannot remember. So the point being is, you're being kind of dissed, because in hip hop, even if you talk or make reference to someone, it is a diss. The same way Jay-Z made a reference to Future on Kill Jay-Z, the first track on his latest studio album, he made a reference to Future, but it was considered as a diss by a lot of people, and even by Future, who responded in several ways through a song and through Instagram and Snapchat posts as well. So the point being is, even a reference in hip hop is considered a diss. So Maze, I don't think Maze could work with an artist who did kind of diss him a few months ago. And another thing to be noted here is, Maze didn't make any major moves in the music industry after 2004, after his last album, which was Welcome Back. And after that album he never released a studio album, and it has been 13 years since he released that album. And CAMRON has been putting out a lot of projects, and he did put out a project maybe a few months ago on which he initially dissed Maze. So according to CAMRON, the reference he has been making to Maze were not a diss. He never dissed Maze. which was which was funny to me, because how can you go to a radio station and clearly state that you never dissed a man? Like, Mace is not the type of person who is going to come out and diss you, because he doesn't care. He kind of doesn't care. That is what I feel, that he doesn't care if someone disses him or not. But he's been a punching bag from the last few years, and that frustration came out on his latest diss track against CAMRON, which is the Oracle. So after all of the little jabs here and there, Mace finally responded with a full-blown diss track, and CAMRON responded with a poorly mixed and a very bad diss track. So the point being is, the battle, Maze clearly won the battle, and in my opinion, Maze has already won this beef, because it's been a long time since he released this diss track, and CAMRON has not responded with any other diss track, because CAMRON knows that he cannot respond with a diss track. All of his tactics don't work anymore. He survived the 50 Cent beef because in that time people were listening to CAMRON. In this day and age, I don't think anybody cares about CAMRON's music. And I'm talking about the new people who listen to Future and Lil Pumps and people like these. They are not checking for CAMRON's music. So the point being is, Mace clearly won this beef with the diss track he released, even though CAMRON said that a lot of things were a lie, which I cannot agree with. Why I cannot agree with CAMRON is, he was being dissed. He cannot validate what Mace was saying is correct or not, because he's going to say that is not correct. Yes, some of the lines did seem a little bit, made up, but lines like "I'm your primes times two, you are rhyme who," there's nothing fake about it. It is just a little braggadocious, but it is braggadocious in a very good way. That bar was amazing, and among other bars. So the point being is, CAMRON released a very weak diss track. It didn't do anything. The mixing was terrible. He tried to make a hit kind of song, because Maze, I think, remixed one of the beats off of Jay-Z's Blueprint 3. I'm not sure, but I think he did. But I recently searched, and I found out that the sample that Maze used was not off of Blueprint 3. It was actually off of Blueprint 2. So I'm sorry about that. So again, in my opinion, Mace clearly won this beef, and CAMRON cannot come back. He doesn't need to come back, because the beef has died down and nobody seems to talking about this beef anymore. And if he does even release a diss track, in my opinion, it holds no value, because the time is already up. He had 1 week. He could have released a track in the following week, but he didn't. So it is what it is. So check out my other videos if you are into hip-hop or technology. Be sure to check out my other videos. I do a lot of videos regarding hip-hop topics and tutorials. And thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. So rap beef, in my opinion, is